Hey, this is Chuck, and you are listening to Fans with Bands, the podcast where we talk to the fans and the bands they dig about life, music, and whatever the hell else we want to talk about. Today on Fans with Bands, we are talking to Finality. Check it out. Hey, this is Chuck with Fans of Bands, and I'm talking to Joe, Hiran, Tony, John, Dan, and Mike of Finality. How you guys doing?
Hey, what's happening?
Hey.
Groundhog's Day.
And we've got Stu and Rick. How you guys doing?
Hi.
Good, how are you?
All right, awesome. So just so everyone knows, in the Fans with Bands world, we just had like some kind of fatal crash on my side, and Zoom went down. So pretend, well, you won't know because listeners will be going, oh, this is the first time I heard this, but I'm just going to put it out there that we're starting over. So,
So if we say anything stupid, this is the time to fix all that.
No, just say something even dumber.
So you're saying there's a chance?
yeah.
More like 1 in a million. Right.
So before we bailed out, I was talking about that I saw you guys at the token opening up for Imminent Sonic Destruction. I was completely blown away. I mean, the power and the aggression of your music really remind me of bands like Into Eternity and Symphony X, and I was just astounded. And I want to just thank you so much for that show and for turning me on to your band, because I feel like I'd been missing out on this. So,
Cheers,
what?
Bro. Cheers.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah. So let's go back and into that kind of intro story of like, how did the band come together, and how did the current incarnation? Because it sounds like they started before the pandemic and then retooled since.
In 2014, Joe.
Speak louder.
2014, Joe got off tour with Guar.
Yep.
And
From the Battlecross boys.
Battlecross tour. And then we just kind of collaborated. He wanted to get together to start writing some metal, writing some music. We're like, let's do it.
Yeah, we've both been in so many bands throughout
Different
the scene.
bands.
You know, him and As They Sleep. I was in Curse Attorney, and we've always crossed paths. It was just like, we got to do something. And, you know, I was kind of trying to put something together for the longest time. And it wasn't until Dan joined that it actually got traction. And we started moving, and stuff started falling together. We put the original band together. John joined about a year or so.
John
after.
Solo.
John Solo. He came in, you know, met him through a Craigslist ad where he sent a cell phone video, which whenever you get a cell phone video from a Craigslist ad, you're like, oh, shit, this is going to suck. Oh, wait, holy shit, he's in, you know, so it worked out, and it kind of rolled down from there. Mike was one of the first people I asked, and he kind of told me to fuck off. I ain't doing this shit anymore.
I'm too old for this shit.
I'm too old for this shit. I'm playing a classic rock band. I'm playing guitar. Fuck that metal stuff.
That was exactly what I said too.
And then we were jamming one time at the Loft. It was
Yes.
you, me, Hiran, and some other people. And I was like, I want to hop on vocals.
Yep.
And so that was fun. That was 2018, and so I've been with you guys since.
Yeah, so we had original vocalist JP. He helped start the band with me and Dan. Really kind of got stuff going, got everything flowing, and we were flying him in from Canada. He's in Traveler. He lived in Michigan, lives back in Michigan now, but he was living in Canada at the time, and his band's over there and touring. So it became kind of a challenge. And when we went up to jam, Hiran and I, Tony from ISD, we were doing this Doom project, and Tony said he wanted to sing. And the moment he started singing, within 5 minutes of writing a song too, like we didn't have anything for him. Like we were doing, he was making up as
we were all improvising. All
yeah,
this.
we were all improvising.
Yeah.
And I just remember looking, I was like, well, fuck it. He's in the band. How am I going to figure this shit out? This band's done. Whatever this is done. And then I just kind of bugged Tony about coming in. He was all for it. You know, he said, can I rewrite all the vocals? I'm like, shit, you can rewrite all the guitar lines. I don't give a shit.
Which I did not touch any guitar, so
That was his thing. He's like, there's one thing, I didn't want to fucking touch a guitar in this band. Okay.
Well, so how did we suck you up, Hiran?
Mike.
Mike was next.
So Mike joined,
Mike was next,
what, in the summer?
Yeah,
Spring,
Mike
summer?
joined last
Fall
spring.
2020-ish.
So
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
we had a room up at the Loft, and I had my drum set up there, and we were sharing. I was sharing with them, and we also had Voyager 3 up there.
Voyager 3!
Oh,
I just started showing up to their practices because I was just hanging out.
Yeah.
And then finally they're like, do you want to just play in the band? I'm like, okay. So I was like, I'm like the guy, I'm like the one that where it's like a group project and I just show up and put my name on it. That's how I I just showed up after everything was badass and done. Like, yep, my name's on it. I'm part of this band now too.
You just hit a little board. They're like, oh yeah, I'll be on there. Why not?
Yeah, why not? I'll show up.
Right? Yeah, I mean, it just worked out when we finally got Mike to jump on board. You know, it just, we're all real close between me, Mike, Tony, and Hiran. We've known each other forever. Dan and John, we've all kind of glued together. And it was just that's, I think, why the band works, is it doesn't feel like we're working at it.
Yes.
Like, you know, we can argue with each other, but it's never anything that doesn't end with a joke.
It's fun no matter what. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, being in a band, it's not just playing with great musicians, but it's also like people you get along with and that you love being around. And that's like all these guys. Like I love being around them, just in and out of the band. So
Shirtless.
Shirtless too.
Shirtless too. Yeah. No, that's really awesome, because I think it comes through in the performance. Because that was the first time I've seen you guys, and there was the stage presence, you were definitely there all together. It looked like you were having a good time too, but you're totally on. Like everybody was like right in sync, playing just fantastic metal music that, I'm still blown away by that whole performance. So I know you guys have been working on the album, and when is that puppy coming out?
Everybody look at me again. So we're shooting for 2022. The album originally was supposed to be done by summer of 2020, but then the pandemic hit, and we decided, well, we're going to take our time. And when I decided we're going to take our time, life hit me pretty damn hard. And so there was some spurts where I would go a month or two without recording, come back, record. This is the production. I'm handling almost all of it on my own, as far as the engineering side and the producing side. These guys are jumping in on, which is great. But I didn't have that for me. So I didn't have someone going, no, you're fucking done, or no, you can do it better. I just had me going, that sucks. I got to do it again. That sucks. I got to do it again. 8 months later, I'm doing the same fucking song. And it's not any different than what I did 8 months ago. So
no, it's turning out really cool.
It sounds really cool. Fucking awesome.
Yeah. It's coming together in pieces. Like Tony did all of his vocals on his own in his studio, which was great because I didn't know what was coming. And we were already kind of starting to do rough mixes to kind of get everybody else ready to go, to get ready mainly for John, who's the last one, who is recording right now. He's the last one recording now.
Almost there.
Almost there.
But yeah, Tony started sending vocals over. And when he sent vocals over, it was like, oh, cool, I get it. And there's 8 tracks, a double track, fucking harmonies, vocal. I'm just like, holy shit, this just got
all right, hang on, time out. He asked me to send all that shit. He said,
I ain't never had anybody do it. JP sent me 2 vocal lines. Good? Yep, we're good.
Yeah, JP's awesome. JP's legendary. But
we weren't making an album.
Right. So Joe's like, hey, when you do this recording, like send me like a bunch of tracks so like we can kind of like choose which ones are better. So like maybe different styles here or there. And I was like, all right, I'll do that. But it ended up being, I ended up just doing the harmonies. Like there'd be like a main vocal and then harmonies and maybe a lower vocal, and then we can pick and choose how we want to mix it. And so that's why there's like tracks.
And it's huge. I mean, just that made it. That was like, once I got that, I was like, well, now I got to mix some of this stuff. So then I get into the mixing train. I start mixing it so we can all hear it in our fucking car stereos and show it to some friends here and there. And it just slowly kind of crept forward till a few months ago. What Mike joined and literally walked in the door, played the songs for a couple weeks, then started recording.
Dude, the bass sounds badass.
So bass sounds like a goddamn freight train. It's great.
Nice.
Bull
thrower.
Yes, I'm going for the bull thrower bass for that. I want that fucking aggression. And then John came in, and he had most of his solos since he's been for day one. He's kind of had him going on, and we just kind of all sit there and stare at him now. And and when we go, hey, that's cool. Can you do this? And John's so professional. He's like, yeah, it'll suck. Yeah, I can do it. Does it? And it's like, all right, now do this. You just see it in his head, just like, I hate you guys. Does it. And at the end of it, he's got this fucking giant, massive solo that's going to be like, jaw dropping. He's like, I got to figure out how to play that now.
Honestly.
So, which
awesome.
He'll do without a problem. Or else you're out.
So we're tracking solos the other day, and Joe's figured out a way that he can put this up live, so the rest of us bums, while we're at work or taking care of our kids or whatever, we can actually listen to what's going on here. And as John's playing and Joe's recording, we're in a Facebook chat and we're sending video messages back and forth to one another, going, "Good luck fucking figuring that out."
And so Mike, I think it is your birthday today, correct?
It is my birthday.
Hey!
The big
Awesome.
44 today.
Wow, awesome.
It's a magic
Nice.
number.
So that's the first half of his 44 beers.
No, we started over, so I'm on one.
Oh yeah,
That's
you're
right.
Let's start again.
Stu's got a question.
I think he was clapping.
Oh, you're clapping. I thought it was a hand raise.
Go ahead,
No,
Stu.
it was a hand clap.
So that is a good segue. Fans with bands isn't just about me asking questions, although I'm perfectly happy to keep rolling with all the questions. But we got Stu, we got Rick, we got Vince. You guys got any questions for the guys in Finality?
I do.
Go for it, man.
Okay.
Why are you guys so awesome?
Well,
Hiran, this is your question.
No, man. No, that,
we're
like,
old.
We got gray hair.
serious question is, again, like I everything is really super cool, and Chuck totally sums it up fucking awesomely.
Yeah.
But the 3 guitar thing, like,
Yeah.
like when we watched you guys play at the Token, it was so like on, and it was so like not forced, it was like natural. And then, the solos are just so awesome. And like, so the question is like, how do you do the 3 together? And when will we hear the 3 different persons doing?
Oh.
There are parts like that on the record. You guys.
There are triple harmonies. So there were already
Awesome.
triple harmonies and stuff that came along before we actually brought Hiran in. So bringing him in was just like salt and pepper. Like boom, that just made the steak work.
That was kind of racist saying salt and pepper, by the way.
Wait a minute, it popped in there. When I was going, I was like, man, we can drive right past this. No, we're here.
That was great.
But so there will be some tricky double stuff coming up. Two donger stuff. A lot of John solos have harmonies, and I've got Tony and Mike burning a hole into the back of mine and Hiran's head going, we have 3 guitar players for a fucking reason, and you're like,
Someone's gonna do it.
I was hoping to get him in this band and not do any solos. Not fucking do this shit.
Now you have to.
God damn it.
You signed up, man. You.
I know.
Yeah.
I just want to do power chords. Fuck off.
No,
Yeah,
I'm excited.
I think to answer the first part of your question though, as far as like how everything just melded together, and Joe hinted on this earlier. Even though I'm the new guy and John's kind of the new guy, we've known each other for decades, and not only known each other, but outside of John, who I just met a year and a half ago, we've all been in creative situations together, whether it's writing in bands together, spending time in a rehearsal space. In my case with Joe, being able to see him since the 90s with the bands that he's worked in, not just when he's on stage, but when they're working out songs, how they work, how he likes to practice, and the things that he likes to do. Same with Dan. I mean, Dan, shared a band room with us 12, 13 years ago. I'd see Dan come in on his days off and just rage for 45 minutes. So you know what kind of drummer he is. You know how good he is. And so I think just that familiarity and understanding that, we're just trying to make good tunes. I mean, other than that, everything else is just kind of bullshit. And
right, it is.
So when you talk about 3 guitar players with this group of guys, when the conversation first came up, well, hey, do we want 3 guitar players? Everybody could just say, well, yeah, fuck it, why not? Yeah. I mean, because we know that the 3rd guy that's coming in is going to be a breeze to work with. It's going to be fun as shit.
It's fucking Hiran.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
like anytime you can be like, hey, let's just add Hiran in, and it's like anybody that says no is
and he's got his name on so many fucking records that if we can have his name on our record
They're using me for my name.
Yeah.
My name. And I'm okay with it. I'm okay with being a band whore.
That's okay.
Yeah.
In more ways than you think.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Oh yes, nice.
Heyo.
There was an initiation.
Mike
We
hit
won't
it
talk
perfect.
about
It was literally in rehearsal. We were there just having a few beers and after the practice, and I mean, we were done practice. We were actually had our ears and everything. I'm like, Hiran, you're up here. Why don't you just fucking play guitar? And everybody's kind of stopped and looked, and he goes, all right. That was it.
And he just picked up a guitar and he won the song.
Yeah. He's like, all right.
right.
Next week he had 2 songs learned. Next week he had 3, 4, 5, 10. We were ready to go.
Shit.
And that's how I hoped it would be. That's how I hoped it would be. That's beautiful.
Awesome.
It's serendipitous, I guess is the
Yeah.
word.
Hell yeah. That is a
Thanks,
great
boss.
word. Rick or Vince, you guys got any questions for Finality dudes? Yeah.
Nah, I don't have any questions.
All right. Cool. No worries.
Excuse me.
That's the vocals on the record.
Yeah, it sounds just like that.
Yeah.
Can I ask another question?
Yeah, go for it.
No.
So, Joe, you were not Joe. Bass player man.
Mike.
Papa Hughes.
Papa Hughes.
I knew your last name was Hugel. I just forgot your first
Yep.
name. I blacked out. So you
No worries.
you used to play in Battlecross, right?
I did. I was in Battlecross from April of 17 until
Not
August
17.
of 18.
No way.
07.
Oh, I'm sorry.
07.
April of 07
Shit, so we're telling
August of 08. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So I used to play in a band called She Said Yes, and so
Okay.
we played with you guys. And the first time I ever saw Battlecross play was you 3 guys, and then a drummer.
Oh, no. So that was
No,
actually before his
That was
time.
before me.
That was when we were
Yeah.
the 4-piece.
So you didn't do vocals and wear the
No.
guitar hat?
No.
No, that was Jay.
That was,
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
fuck
Yeah.
no. That would have been
Yeah,
even
because he
worse.
came in like when we, like, the sound of us changed. Because
Yeah.
you remember how we were with the 4-piece.
Right.
And then when we got Mike
Metallica.
Mike
and
Krieger
Marshall.
and Marshall Wood.
Got it.
Yeah,
We had-
and then
and
Mike
Mike was
joined
with us.
after that,
Yeah.
and then
Okay,
that was a Battlecross. Yeah,
All right.
so 2007 was when we started playing.
Yeah, Chuck, edit all of that out. That was. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'll shut up now.
No, that's not good. Dude,
all
she
good.
said yes.
No,
It's
dude,
great, man.
yes.
I love that band.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
2 minutes for nothing.
Horrible.
No, but I heard that guy had an awesome hat. Like that guy that played bass before me.
Well, yeah, he like,
Oh,
like yeah, he had a cowboy
Yeah,
hat.
snakeskin
It's like,
hat,
who
yeah.
kind of kid, dude? You're in like Detroit. Like,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't have found me wearing a fucking cowboy hat.
I don't know.
like you're
But
awesome.
do it
And that's
now.
why you're in this band. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, what are you talking about? I thought you just bought one.
A what?
A hat.
A cowboy hat? No.
No.
It's your birthday. I don't know.
So speaking of the new music, what are you hoping that your fans will
Why
experience
can't we
when they?
play?
So
Oh,
it's
that's
time
what-
for bed.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's
Oh,
time for
that's
bed.
my dad.
Bedtime.
Oh no. So with the new album, what do you guys? What do you want the listener
You
to
have
experience?
to, go pee pee and brush your teeth.
Was that Steel or
Please
Xander?
keep that in. Please keep that into this. Please.
And then Mike goes and takes a leak.
That was great.
Okay.
All right.
You
That
couldn't.
was wonderful.
You couldn't set that up anymore. could
I
you?
know.
That's got to be a
That's
sample
totally my
on your
dad.
next album.
Yes. The intro of the record.
Yes.
Oh, my
We're gonna
God.
call the album that. PP
Yeah,
in
that's
No
really
Time.
funny.
That's the name of the Finality album.
PP
PP in No Time.
It's on the interview now.
Oh my God.
But you muted your Zoom, so you're good now.
He's warning.
Yeah.
He's warning the person.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
no, that's okay.
So
Good.
All right, Dad, love you. Bye.
besides
That was fucking great.
Go
besides
take and brush your teeth.
yeah besides brushing your teeth and going pee pee, what are you hoping that your fans will experience with the new album?
Shit.
I can't get over that last part.
You got to experience that type of fun when we're playing. You know, we want to have that aggression, but that type of fun as well.
Yeah,
you know?
totally.
I mean, that's basically what we are. I mean, we're a metal band, but we're out there just doing what we like to do, and we want people to enjoy what they're seeing if they're there, or if not, fucking let's enjoy the next band. We'll all hang out together and do the same thing. So, I mean, that's about it.
Keeping it honest, you know.
Yeah.
We don't know any other way than just to have fun and play music.
Yep.
So we're not trying to be anything else but that. So
yeah. I mean, the way it came together, it just worked that way. It's just we want to be that way with everybody that comes out, and it takes 5 minutes to listen to us. If they take 5 minutes to listen to us, dude, you're part of the crew. You're in the family. That's what we want, man. I mean, I learned that honestly, you know, from these guys touring with Battlecross, because it's like that being out on the road with them. Everybody's coming up to the booth, and after we're at the booth, and then eventually we're spilling over into the whole place. We're all just fucking hanging out together. That's what a metal show should be. That's how it should be. There shouldn't be egos or anything involved. It should just be all just fucking making noise and having fun.
Awesome.
And make tens of hundreds of dollars.
Lose tens of hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
So, what's the songwriting approach like for you guys? Do you get together in a jam room, pull together ideas, put things together, or is it like somebody comes up with a fully fleshed out idea, you guys look it over and say, yeah, tweak here to here, and then go for it? What is that like for you guys?
Well, with this, it kind of started that way. It was like a lot of stuff that I brought in from my old band Shadow Self. We kind of retooled between me and Dan because we were playing the thrashy power metal stuff, and I started jamming with a death metal drummer. It changed the whole element, and it brought a whole new like face to it that was like, oh shit, maybe we can do this now. And anybody who joins the band, like even Mike, when he came in, we had the album tracked, and I was doing, what do you want? What needs to change? What would you fix? Because we can do it now. and that's kind of how it is now, I think. When we start, Tony's still laughing about it.
It's hard to top, I know.
I can play trash can like no motherfucker.
So now, like, I think we wrote 3 songs as maybe like a 4-piece when you joined the band. John was already in, and we started putting stuff together and starting bouncing stuff all around each other, and just kind of shoot it to one side, shoot it to the other side. If it sticks, we're moving on to the next part, and then come down the line when someone else comes in. What's your input? Let's see what we can do here, and just kind of grows from there.
Did you end up retooling anything when you were starting to record?
You know what? I think we did that right before, like the few months before. I think we all kind of sat down because we had majority of everybody in at that point, and that's when we kind of sat down and said, okay, what needs to change? You know, I've had guys through the band earlier that helped change some of the stuff too, so they've got writing credits on this record too. So it just kind of it just becomes a massive conglomeration. That's why I'm really excited about the next one, because we're at a clean slate right now. We got a couple riffs and 6 people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Better be better than the couple riffs that I brought in the beginning.
It's gonna sound like Slipknot.
When the trash can guy joins.
Yeah, right. The trash can guy.
Hey, we need Stu in on the trash can.
Yeah, Stu.
So, yeah, I guess that's the long and short of it. I mean,
Yeah.
now John's got some fucking killer stuff in our MySpace group, or my MySpace, fuck, I'm old, Facebook group. that I'm excited to get moving on, because it is just fucking like raging boner. It's good
Nice.
stuff.
Nice.
Hot. Nice and hot.
Nice, tight.
Nice and tight. Finish that sentence. Nobody?
No.
So
Cheer up, Chuck.
I know. I was going to ask you guys, like, who or what inspired you guys as far as wanting to be musicians, like to get into playing your own music?
Round table, start at Mike.
Oh,
I'm
fuck.
talking too much.
What got us into music?
What inspired me?
It's our mascot, Loki.
Being a short white kid growing up in Detroit in the early 90s, and having older siblings and getting into metal.
Why?
Talking like 91, 92, and figuring out that like playing guitar, playing bass was my way to not be involved in all the bullshit that was going on down there at the time. and then discovering, the Shelter in St. Andrews in like the early 90s when you could still go to Blondie's and see Death and fucking Morbid Angel for $5,
Power
shit
Train.
like that,
Corpse.
that led to meeting people like Joe in the 90s, meeting some really other good friends that I had back in the day.
Cool.
And it has always been a community. And now, don't get me wrong, I'm a selfish prick. I fucking disappear for years at a time and just, fall off the map or whatever the case may be. But when you come back, you always feel a part of it. And I knew that I had something that I wanted to do and something that I wanted to say, whether it was in hardcore bands in the 90s, death metal bands in the 90s, playing with the guys in Battlecross in the mid 2000s, taking a little bit of a hiatus and then coming back and doing this. I think it's all about finding the right group of guys that it's not pretentious. Like these guys can tell me to fuck off and I can tell them to fuck off and then we just keep writing music.
Right.
And if we don't feel like writing music, we'll hang out and watch fucking X-rated cartoons and laugh at one another. So it's that kind of energy that you have with the people that you're around. Like if you're in a band where you're making each other miserable, I couldn't think of a worse fucking situation. I can go to work at a job that makes me miserable, knowing that I'm getting a paycheck, and that's why I'm doing it. But to do something like play music with people that make me miserable is like the worst thought in the world.
Amen.
So you want to be creative with people that you love and that you trust and that you don't mind if they tell you your shit sucks and then you just go on to the next riff, right?
Right.
I mean, so that's kind of what got me into this whole thing.
Cool. Who wants to go next?
Dan?
Animal! Got you in the middle.
I don't know, man. My old bands like Ozzy, Black Sabbath, like Motley Crue. I mean, I grew up on metal. My whole life I've been playing drums. So, I mean, I don't know. And then I moved down in my teens to like, Slayer and Metallica and Sepultura and going to see Pantera, the Capitol Theater when I'm like a teenager. And Todd's and Blondies. Todd's and Blondies, about 15, 16, seeing Death and Morbid Angel and, just being inspired, basically being inspired by these artists, and just keeping that alive myself, like this, and giving back to the listener, because this is really high caliber material that we write. Just keeping it real, like that's what, I don't know.
Cool. Awesome. Well, let's just keep going around the horn then. John, how about you?
I guess, my best friend's dad was in a band in the 70s called Mariner.
Oh, yeah. I saw those dudes.
That's
how old I am.
He played bass in that band. So,
cool.
I got a bass and we started playing in a band, me and my friend John. And that's probably the only reason I ever got into music. Really. I guess I didn't really get into metal until I was like 18 or something. I worked at this place and I always talked to this guy about music and he would always tell me that punk rock sucked and I should play metal. So
that's a great advice. There we go.
You know what I mean about John? We don't take direction.
Punk rock sucks. Play metal.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess that's about it. I mean, that's
cool. Awesome, man.
I'm so fucking glad you don't play bass.
Yes.
Hiran, how about you, man?
Well, this guy right here.
Tony.
Him and I fucking. We're gonna make out. I'm gonna suck his dick real quick. But no, we both started playing guitar. I've known this guy since kindergarten.
Oh shit!
Probably before then, like little kids. We grew up across the street from each other. We've been friends for that long. We both started playing guitar around the same time, and him and I were like the band. Like we wanted to be in a band. Yeah. And we went through so many different members, like trying to find the right people and dude, we got we were so driven and determined, and a lot of it was him too. He kept me like focused.
You're doing this. You know, like Homer, like choking Bart.
Yeah.
You're gonna do this.
You're going to soccer.
Yeah.
Inside joke. Sorry.
But yeah, I mean, like, we just, we're so focused on being in a band, and we were just trying to do the right thing with like finding the right people, and we were so focused on that. So like, I think us two working together for so long and like having that vision and goal of like playing music and like what it was about was like, we always kept that at the core of like who we were. And any band, anybody that came along, it was like trying to instill that value of like what we were about. But yeah, I mean, from that, just Battlecross happened because of it, because of that focus and determination. It was just like, we didn't want to do anything else but play music,
Yeah.
So, and then on top of that, it was also just being a part of the scene. And like Mike was saying, like that community where we were always going to shows to support each other's bands, like,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
and we just made friends out of that. And we were supporting them, and they would come to our shows, and it was just that community where, like, I remember just seeing live music. Like, really, I didn't connect with live music like hardcore until going to local shows and seeing local bands, because it was all of a sudden it was up front and I'm like right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Before it was like shows at arenas and all these bigger venues, and then all of a sudden I'm in the small club and I'm seeing these bands throw down like fucking hard. I'm like, I want to do that. I want to fucking do that, and that's, I mean, the rest is history,
Awesome.
So.
Awesome. Tony, how about you? Is it the same
Yeah, he
story?
pretty much just said everything. We live parallel lives. No, I'm kidding.
Get your own words.
Hell yeah, dude. Check out Meteor, Parallel Lives, album rips. Yeah, I don't know. Is there anything that you guys have said or that I can't say again?
Well, just talk
Well, it's
about
kinda
your
like-
experience.
yeah,
What's your
what-
experience?
Personal.
What inspired
personal-
you
Yeah.
to be a musician? What was it?
To have that drive.
Just as a young kid, hearing all the awesome bands that everybody's pretty much said already, and just being inspired by that. It started with like new metal, and then it grew into Metallica and all that kind of stuff. And then a friend of mine started playing guitar, and that inspired me. And I'm like, wow, like you can play that song. Like, can you show me how to play that? So he'd hand me his guitar, and then I tried to play it, and it sucked. But like, I was just inspired by the music first of all, and then my friend could do it, so I wanted to do it. If he could do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
So that really got me into that. And then here I got a guitar first, and then I got a guitar the next summer, and then so we had our band, right?
Yeah.
But and then the rest is history. But as far as vocals are concerned, like, I mean, I've been trying to sing my whole life. I don't really know exactly what I'm doing. I'm not trained in any way. I'm just trying to emulate the things that I like.
Uh-huh.
And then it came to a time a few years ago, jamming with some other friends, and I was like, listen, I don't want to play guitar. I don't want to do anything, but I want to just try to write music and do some vocals, and we'll just do a recording project with my buddy Tony Piccoli, and a little thing we had called Tritone. And so that was I don't know, who knows when that was, 2015 maybe. And then a couple times a year we'd all meet up in Saranac, Michigan, and just fuck with shit, just write some stuff, and maybe we'll put something out one day. I don't know, but that's kind of what got me into like pursuing vocals in like a way that was, I could knock the rust off and not be like self-conscious about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when, like we said earlier, when Joe said, hey, you want to jam that one day, like around Christmas 2018, I was like, yeah, I do. Like, I've been doing vocals with Tritone. I'll just try doing vocals with this, and we'll just see what happens. And then, so it's just kind of like another creative outlet that, that musicians, artists, you guys know what I'm talking about when I say that.
Yeah.
And it's just following a passion. So,
Awesome.
Yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
All right,
That's all I'm
cool.
gonna say about that.
Well,
And
Jack-
Joe,
I can
How about you, Joe?
corroborate that too, because I talked with Tony too,
Oh.
because I was like, oh my God, like you sound so good as a vocalist, as a clean vocalist, which, it's good when it's good, but when it's awful. And you're you like out of the blue nailed it. And when I was at the last show and I was talking with Tony, man, I'm like, oh my God. And he's like, oh yeah, I've known about this for a while. he was like, we used to record shit. He was like, exactly what you just said, man. And I was like, really? He's like, oh yeah. He's like, I got all kinds of recordings. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty fucking cool. So I heard the same story, and that's
Awesome.
Thanks, Stu.
It's true.
Awesome.
Shit.
Joe, how about you, man?
Me, it was just, I remember being, I grew up in a family that was, pretty, musically driven. My uncle played drums for a long time, so I got my first drum set at 5 years old. I lost my first drum set about 5 years old. Came in and went from my house to grandma's house and just ended up disappearing one day. And then I remember being I think I had to be 8 or 9 years old, probably 8 actually. I remember I had to stay the night at my cousin's house, my older cousin's house. He always had Maiden banners up, Metallica stuff up, whatever. And I'm supposed to be asleep. It's midnight and fucking Headbangers Ball comes on and opens up with 1. And I remember being so fucking drawn into what I was seeing and hearing that I was like, I got to figure how to do this. How do I do this? Went back, and tried to, bug my mom and everybody to get a guitar. Ended up getting a guitar at 9, ended up kicking around for I was about 13, 14. And, in the early 90s, I started actually, okay, I'm going to get serious. I'm going to finally play this guitar. I figured out how to tune it, which I thought was the 3rd fret. I was tuning across the 3rd fret. So I wrote my songs that way in the beginning. But but I wanted to do it. And then I went to, at the time, it was the Mosquito Club. John let me in a lot of the shows. We had a deal, hey, if the show gets raided or cops come, you either work for me or you're out the back door, and I don't know you were here. Okay. But I remember going in one day and seeing Powertrain and, watching Aaron get up there and just incite this fucking riot in front of the stage. I'd never seen it in person. I saw it with Metallica videos and all this other shit. But Aaron had the fucking place, the whole entire place circle pitting from fucking door to door. It was insane. I'm like, I need to do that. So that I joined Borbus, which kind of led me into meeting Mike and going on. And eventually I learned how to tune the guitar, I think last year. And here I am.
Like all the strings?
No, at least 4. I'm Max Cavarella. The other 2 are just there for looks.
Awesome. So that kind of dovetails into another question I like to ask, and that's what was one of the very first shows you ever went to, and what'd you take away from that show when you went there?
We have the same one.
Yep.
Oh yeah, all right.
Metallica, Guns N' Roses.
Metallica, Guns N' Roses, Faith No More, Pontiac Silverdome, 1992.
Yep.
Wow.
Nice.
Yep.
Same show.
Yep. Yeah, it was fucking religious. That was the closest I've ever seen to God.
I was 14. Joe was 4.
I was 12. Damn it.
Hey, you had him in a little bassinet. Come on.
You want your passage?
Give me mirrors.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was that. We didn't know each other back then, but yeah, we ended up at our first ever show then, and from there it was just going from there.
Cool. And so, I'm gonna guess you were there to see Metallica, but maybe not.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Actually, all 3. All 3.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's a good lineup.
I missed Faith No More because my stepdad didn't want to get there early, and I was pissed. So, but we got there, enough to see. That night, I think Metallica went first, and then Guns N' Roses closed.
Yeah.
And dude, I remember after Metallica, I couldn't fucking move. I had to literally, sit down in a seat, and my neck was fucking falling over.
Yeah, like my brother-in-law, who I just had dinner with earlier before I came here tonight. Back then, him and my older sister just started dating about a year before that. And he's really the one that introduced me to thrash. So I remember, same as Joe, you see the video for 1, right? And then he starts introducing you to Master Puppets, Ride the Lightning, starts letting me listen to Suicidal Testament and stuff like that. Well, I'm 12, 13 years old. And so this guy's the coolest dude in my life, right? Because he's not only does he drink beer and smoke cigarettes, but he listens to this heavy fucking shit where they're playing 2 kick drums and everything else.
Yeah.
And but he also listened to Aerosmith, Guns N' Roses and stuff like that, which was great.
Yeah.
And I remember that summer was the summer that Faith No More's epic single came out, and Ricky Rackman was playing it like hell on Headbangers Ball. Right. So it was a big deal to go to that show at 14, unsupervised, no parental guidance. You're smoking pot with 30-year-olds in the parking lot and shit. It was great, right? I actually have a picture of that that T-shirt.
Nice. Nice.
Dude, that show was ridiculous, and I was there too, man. And I remember when Axl Rose, like you said, Metallica played first,
Yep.
and like after Metallica played, I sat down because I was exhausted. But remember how he threw a fit?
It was in You Could Be Mine.
Mine.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they played it, and they played it again.
Played twice. Yep.
He turned around and got pissed at the band. And he was like, dude, and I was like, oh my God, dude, this diva motherfucker. It was brutal, man. Yeah, I was there, man. That was crazy because I was that was like 92, right?
Yeah. Summer 92.
Nice.
Yeah.
It was all downhill from there. It was all fucking Deicide and Impetigo and fucking shit like that from there.
Yeah, it does open up the rabbit hole, doesn't it? When you get into some metal bands or any music, really, you start just going. Whoosh. Next thing you know, you're listening to fucking Deicide, and then everything's different for you.
Yeah.
So Dan, how about you?
Started young. My brother got me into going to shows like Cannibal Corpse and Malevolent Creation. You're talking
Malevolent Creation, fuck.
Yeah, Demolition Hammer and Cancer back in like 90.
Fucking
89,
Demolition
90.
Hammer.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so basically, that's basically where I started. Just my older brothers taking me, as a kid to downtown Detroit to basically these shows and seeing Sodom, and Death.
Fuck.
In
Jesus.
Death in like 94, 95, just started young, but pretty much Pantera at the Capitol Theater back in like 90.
Dude, I was there.
91.
I was at that show.
I was
fucking
all
awesome.
those fucking shows I was at, dude.
That's so badass.
Overkill and Sacred Reich and fun. I mean, I don't know. I can't even. Yeah, just being a kid and loving metal and this.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Full sale, dude.
So speaking of Pantera, I saw them open up for Wrathchild America at the Ritz. And
Fuck yeah.
Oh, wow.
I didn't even know who they were. And all of a sudden,
fuck
it
yeah.
just like there was this pit, and we were just on stage. Everybody's on stage, jumping off on stage. It's like, fuck, this is fucking awesome. And then
Right
Wrathchild
on.
America came on, which I love that band. And I was like, I was worn out. I was like,
Fuck yeah.
I don't know what to do now. And when you were talking about, I can't remember who mentioned Todd's, but I saw Corner there. And I was,
Corner.
Nice.
fuck. I was
so many good bands. Obituary and Malevolent Creation and Demolition Hammer. I mean, those are the days. I was like a teenager and just I didn't want to stop. I didn't want to
He
stop.
looked the same.
Dan does not age. Dan
Dan
looks
has
the
a
same.
goatee at 4.
Exactly.
Funny, but yeah.
he emerged from the womb ready.
Yeah. Go.
With
Play drum and
drumsticks.
goatee.
With drumsticks.
Yeah.
And the goat.
John, how about you?
It was Morbid Angel, Slayer, and Pantera. I don't even remember what year.
I was
Holy
there.
crap.
I was there.
That was like 2000, 2001.
Yeah, it was
maybe?
2001.
Yeah, I know it's-
Yeah.
Something like that.
John's a baby.
Wow. Jesus
That's
Christ.
awesome. That's a great introductory show, though, dude.
Yeah.
I was going to
Other than-
say.
Like shows at like Pharaoh's.
Yes. Used to play there. I love playing shows there.
Like that was the first real one I went to, I guess.
Awesome.
Hey everyone,
Oh, hey.
Hey!
PJ, how you doing?
it's Joe's mama.
Yeah, that's my mom.
Hi.
Hey, mama.
She's the one that got me to go to that Metallica Guns N' Roses.
Computer's stupid. So hi, honey. It took me a while to get on here.
Welcome.
Awesome.
Sorry, Tony's dad was on, and we got to hear Tony's kid's bedtime story.
Yeah, it was
I
awesome.
missed it.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's called pee pee and brush your teeth.
Right.
Oh no.
Oh my god, I was dying.
Oh,
Oh
Lord.
What was
gosh.
your first show?
I hear on, aren't you next?
Yeah.
Tony, you
Can
go.
I
'cause
tell you my
we
first
we
show?
went to a lot of the same concerts,
Yeah, we went
so
to a lot
I
of
want him to go first.
Because when we were like adolescents or whatever, teenagers or whatever, we always hung out, and our little group of friends would always go to the same shows, which is great. So the first big show that I went to that was inspirational for me, I'd have to say, would be Ozfest '98.
Oh.
I was 13, I think. Yeah, I was 13 because it was in the summer, and it was just insane. Like I was all about like Korn and Limp Bizkit and all these bands like that. So Limp Bizkit was there, by the way.
He's out.
I know, right? Limp Bizkit was there, and I was like all about it. And like, who's Seven Dust was there?
Seven Dust.
Soulfly,
Cold
How old
Chamber.
are you now?
Cold Chamber. I'm 37.
Oh, so you're like Joe's age.
No, Joe's way older than me.
Yeah,
I'm just joking.
We got the old trio back here. The kids that are here.
But we were losing our shit. We were like headbanging our heads off the whole day, and we were like in the lawn, but right on like, because this is at Pine Knob. We were like right at the bar where the sidewalk is, but like the lawn ends, and we're just like holding on to that, like headbanging the whole show. And like afterwards, I was like hurting and like smelled like drugs and like I
Can I
don't
ask
do
you
anything.
right now? How's
What's
your
that?
neck doing now?
My neck's great right now.
Oh, well, that's because Joe's older than you. He bitches all the time about his.
I did a little thing called pro wrestling that screwed up my neck.
Oh, okay.
True that. and just to end cap on that show, when I think your dad picked us up.
Yeah.
And drove us back, and then I can't remember if I went home that night or the next morning, but my mom could smell me, and she was like, "I'm never letting you go to another concert like that again." Type of speech, and like I'm like, "Mom, I didn't do anything. I swear I didn't," which I didn't. I swear to this day, I never did anything, and but I reeked of pot because everybody around me was blowing it on us and like making us hyper or something. I don't know. And, so, in retrospect, I think that's what happened. And it did cause brain damage.
And now we're here.
Honestly, I think all of you are brain damaged. But hey, I come to the hip yard, so we're definitely
True story.
brain damaged.
Definitely.
Awesome. So Joe, how about you?
I went first. I think.
Oh, that's right, you did. That's right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was
We're on Hiran now.
Metallica.
Yeah, I mean, like what Tony said, I mean, Ozfest 98 was definitely like, that was a big, just huge moment of just first concert going to about, where it was just us, no parental vision or anything like that. It was just like, and just being exposed to all these different bands. But for me, like, I guess a local show, I remember seeing bands like in Keflin and Saphrogenic and Summer Dying and Gut Rot, and just being like, holy shit, like this is fucking awesome. Like, we weren't even playing shows. I mean, we were, Tony and I were jamming, but we hadn't been on stage really yet.
Yeah.
And just seeing that shit was just like inspiring, because not only was the music just like a wall, it was like the band members are going insane. Like, just, I remember watching
your first shows.
No, not my first, but like first local. Like,
okay.
Just going to local shows. And like, I remember seeing the band in Keflin, they were kind of like Dillinger Escape Plan. They were just running into people and fucking going nuts. And I was like, it was like amazing. Like, at the end of the show, there's the guitar player's lying on the floor, just like exhausted. And I'm like,
can I tell you a story real quick?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Chimera, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. My daughter was yes, Chris. Anyways, so Joe is on the stage with them. Where were we, Joe? Palace, I think, right?
No, I can't remember where they were.
Whatever it was. So here I am, the most excited mama, So I go up to the stage and I'm like all excited because I know shit about what's going to happen. And all of a sudden I see Joe and I see all these guys pointing down at me because they're doing that first song where they're doing the mosh pit. And I'm in the middle and everybody's separated. My son yells, "Oh my God, get my mom!" And all the security. And I'm like, "Yay! I'm so cool."
That was the wall of death.
That was headliners in Toledo. We did that one off with Camara.
Wait, you said, "Oh my God, go beat my mom."
Oh my God! Did you say that, Joe?
No. I also didn't tell Guar to, spray the shit out of Angeline in front of the stage.
Yeah. See what happens when you're the mom?
Oh man,
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was. Good memory.
Oh, I know what Mike's doing.
They didn't let me kill. They didn't let them kill me anyway.
My birthday.
Yeah.
Mike, you doing a special birthday
doing a
celebration?
Doing a shotgun.
Can we do a cheers? Cheers! Happy birthday, Mike!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mike.
How'd it?
Happy birthday, Mike.
Happy birthday, Mike.
Remember, you're 20 years older than 20.
got my water.
All right, there you go.
There you go.
Happy birthday.
Did you make a wish?
Yeah.
Yeah, to get the fucking album done. Right?
Alive.
Finish. We'll check.
Finish it.
Wow.
No, it didn't come.
The measure tape's over there.
Measuring tape.
So, Stu, Vince, Rick, anybody have questions for these guys? Or I can keep going.
You could always keep going, but I've muted myself because I wanted to say all kinds of things with these guys.
I'm having fun, man.
That sounds hot.
Keep it rocking.
Yeah, dude.
Rock and roll. Let's hang out all night. Fuck it. I'm just kidding. I gotta go see my kids.
They're in bed. You just heard they're
That's
in
true.
bed.
They go pee pee and brush their teeth. That's
right. They're good.
They're good now.
So one thing I like to do for kind of a round the horn thing is to talk about like first albums and or tape or CD or basically something you purchased with your own money, or it was a gift, and you know what was it and why did you get it? Let's start with Mike this time.
Start with me?
Hang on, we gotta go back to the 60s.
No. I know this. 3 CDs, and Justice for All, Pearl Jam 10,
Nice.
and Alice in Chains Facelift.
Awesome.
And the reason I bought Facelift is
All
because
at once?
Dirt had come out and they didn't have Dirt at Harmony House. They were sold out. So I bought Facelift. And if you never listen to Facelift front to back, like Bleed the Freak On is the best part of that entire CD, right?
Yeah.
Everybody knows like the first 2 or 3 songs.
Yep.
But that was a huge influence.
Yeah.
And the first Pearl Jam record was amazing too.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it was fucking.
When
killer.
it was new, yeah. I mean, from start to finish, like all the songs were great, and the arrangements of those songs, the way they flowed in and out, were awesome.
Yeah.
So those are my first 3.
I always feel privileged to be able to have seen Lane when they played at St. Andrews. Fucking
Yeah,
wow,
for sure.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah,
So
same at Lollapalooza.
Yeah,
when it still came to
Lollapalooza.
Detroit. Yeah,
Yeah. Did you see
They
the?
played there?
At the Clash of the Titans.
Yes.
I did not see him at Clash of the Titans.
I saw him there too. That was awesome. Yeah, because everybody sat down.
Nobody knew what the hell was going
Yeah.
on, and we were witnessing.
Yeah.
And it was all pre-Dirt, so
Yeah.
it was all.
Yeah, nobody knew
Facelift.
what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
They were all there to see Slayer and like, yeah,
And it was Facelift and it was good.
yeah.
If you really want to show our age, next question can be, which 12 CDs did you get for a penny from Columbia?
Oh my God.
And then realize you have to pay the next 12 at double the price.
They
So-
had that
so
then
I
with
did
you
that.
guys? They had that then with you guys?
Yeah. Your first credit card
No
up on
shit.
that.
Oh, yeah.
My God, I wonder why I'm in bankruptcy sometimes.
That's how we all had 300 credit scores by the time we were 16.
Right.
That's right.
I didn't know that.
Gear and bands.
All right, let's go around the horn. Dan, how about you?
Yeah.
First album?
Yeah.
I would have to say, honestly, from stealing my brother's records and shit like that, being a kid, but probably Hell Awaits. Probably Hell Awaits.
Nice.
It's like 88. Maybe I brought with my own money.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hell Awaits was my first album I think I bought.
Jesus Christ,
With
dude.
my
That's
own
awesome.
money, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy. Oh, so
7,
fun
88,
story about Hell
yeah.
Awaits. I used to be, when I was going to college, I was a janitor over at St. Joe's in Ann Arbor or Ypsi.
Yeah.
And that's a religious hospital, you know, and they used to have like a sort of semi-inpatient like drug rehab area over there. And I was working over there cleaning, and and so they have a pastor or a father, a priest basically, that works there, does counseling, and in there was Hell Awaits, the album, because
Wow.
That's fucking awesome.
I know, I was like, what the fuck? Oh
This
my
is
God.
the 13th step.
So anyway, sorry, segue, John.
Not sure
Please be
with my
Britney
own
Spears.
money.
Did you say Eddie Money?
Huh?
Eddie Money?
No, not Eddie Money. With my own money. Yeah, Eddie Money. No.
I have a question. I wonder, what did your parents think of when you guys got into the heavy, deeper metal?
Oh.
I mean,
my mom
seriously.
thought I was crazy.
I think they still do.
Especially you, Joe.
Yeah.
Well, not you, Joe. Shit, I worked at Steak and Ale and I was singing Corrosion of Conformity fucking songs. I had no idea why. But I mean, but what did your parents think when you started getting into this metal
Oh yeah.
type of metal music? Seriously, I've seen parents really,
Good question.
yeah.
Yeah. So John, what
Your
did
mom thought
parents
you were
think?
crazy?
Yeah.
I just thought I was crazy. Like, what the hell are you listening to?
Did you bring them to the dark side?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah. Did you ever play any of that music for them, and they go, oh, that's not too bad. I like Deicide.
Like instantly? That's
Oh,
awesome.
I don't think they like any of it.
Do they think you're a doublershers? I'm just curious.
No, I don't
I
think
have so many parents like tell me, because Joe back when wore the black long trench coat, you know.
Thanks, Columbine.
Ruined it for everybody.
And was talking about, you know, the satanic Bible and all this hard, and then Guar with all the blood.
Yeah, I was
Maybe
raised
I'm
right.
Oh my gosh. So I heard parents going, they can't hang around your son. I'm like, he's a Joe. Guys, I hate to break it to you, but Joel is gentle. He loves animals. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, so you know that's because you make a good point because I know a lot of people. You know, people find out that I listen to heavy metal and they go, "Well, you're so easygoing and everything." I go, "That's why I listen to heavy metal.
Yep.
You don't have to be you don't have to be a crazy fuck. I mean,
Yeah.
It helps, but I mean,
yeah. Well, honestly, I think like a lot of people that listen to metal, they're just kind of like, well, I can't say for everyone. For myself, I'm slightly introverted, kind of a nerd, and
All of you are.
I don't necessarily fit in. So metal is like, you know, that's a warm, accepting environment, and
Yeah.
you can
It's
go in
your
the pit
release.
and have fun. And you know, I mean, I don't go in the pit
It's your
anymore. I
release.
got too many injuries, but you know,
Well said. Well said.
How old are you?
me, I'm going to be 58 in April.
No, you're not.
You look great.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fucking
Well,
old.
no, I'm
But you know what?
I'm gonna be 61. I'll be 61 in a few weeks.
Oh, awesome. Well, happy birthday.
Thanks.
I was going to say, though, I feel privileged because I've kind of been, you know, my life track has taken me through the whole, you know, thing from hard rock to heavy metal and everything else. So
Yeah.
it's kind of fun.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So Hiran, how about you, man? What was your first album?
First album. It was Green Day, Offspring, and Alanis Morissette.
Nice.
Oh my God, Alanis
Awesome.
Morissette. I was listening to her
Oh
tonight.
yeah, that was the shit.
You bought
that
that
was
for
my
your
introduction to music. Was I listened to what
Better be buying
MTV
that
told
for
me to
your own
listen to. I listened whatever the radio and MTV told me to listen to. That's what I fucking bought. But then I went to the heavier side, of course, and
Yeah.
But I remember my parents. That they never cared really about the music I was listening to until I started listening to Marilyn Manson, and they fucking hated it. They hated the fact I liked Marilyn Manson. So.
as soon as he started listening to Marilyn
And they
Manson,
beat
that's
me
when we
and
stopped
locked me in the
dating.
basement because of it. Just kidding, love you.
I
Tony,
think we missed John's.
Oh, sorry. Did we miss John's?
Oh, his album. Yeah.
yeah, then
you
we
bought-
did.
What was your miss? What was your
I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't think I bought like with Hiran was saying with the Green Day. I know I had it, but I don't think I bought it. I think my mom bought it for me.
That was the same with me.
Trying to think. Oh, my cousin.
Wait, what
Bud.
did Green Day sing? I can't even remember.
I just remember the album was Dookie.
Dookie.
It
Yeah,
had
that's
to be
what I
Dookie.
had too.
There we
Yep.
go.
What was their hit?
The only one I could think of that I bought maybe was Guar, We Kill Everything.
Nice.
Nice.
That's the first one I ever bought myself.
That's the shit.
Nice.
There you go.
Judas Priest and Guar,
Nice.
right?
Let's see. Tony, how about you?
Okay, so I got a little silly story here. The first CD I ever bought was the Alien Trilogy soundtrack. And, okay, because
What?
at the time,
The fuck?
well, I mean, so,
Was it James Horn?
James Horner.
James Horner.
No,
Yeah.
I love
listen to it
I
now.
love that kind of shit.
Yeah.
So when we were kids, man, me and Hiran and my cousin and our other friend used to make movies like with the camera.
Oh, we're gonna.
Yeah.
And we made a sequel to Alien 3. It was called Alien 4. And so, dude, I had the soundtrack, bro. We like blast. It'd be like 1 o'clock in the morning at my house, and we would like blast it like as the movie music as we're recording the scene. So like all that music is in the scenes of this movie that we made, and I would like stop it, pause it here, and then hit record at the right time. And if it was like a crappy take, we'd like rewind it and then start over again.
Yep.
and like somebody hit play, and then all this stuff. So anyways, I love that CD.
That's awesome.
That was the first CD I ever bought. So
Wow.
yeah,
That's
that
awesome.
had been like 90, 95, I think.
Yeah.
So
That's fantastic. And
What's
so,
the first CD you ever bought?
Wasn't a CD actually. We were going up north, and I just, like I said earlier, that cousin Chris that got me. Who I wasn't supposed to be watching Headbangers Ball, and I watched Headbangers Ball and saw Metallica. Well, we were in a gas station, and I saw a tape. It was one of the older Metal Massacre tapes, and I'm like, "Oh, I gotta get this! I gotta get this! I gotta get this!" And so I had maybe $5 to my name. The thing was $6.99. I went up to the clerk, and I bugged the clerk until he sold it to me for $5. I think he just took the $5, put it in his pocket, and I took the tape and left. And that's how I learned about like Leeway, Sanctuary, Sabotage, all these bands that just were that I totally missed when I was watching Vegas Ball at the time. And
dude.
Yeah, that was the first actual tape I bought. And then,
Compilation tapes were the
dude,
best.
they were great back then. Yeah. And then from there, I would go. We had a roommate for a while. Mom had one of her many friends move in with us, and
My boyfriend, and it wasn't meant.
no, this wasn't Rob. This was our neighbors from across the street.
Right?
No, we're not. We're talking
We're
about
not.
neighbors. We're talking about neighbors across the street. Anyway, he had a tape full or a box full of CDs or tapes at the time. And what I would do is I'd go through the liner notes for all the bands that I've heard of, and I would write down all the bands I would think, and then I would go to Harmony House and. I would either, if I mowed lawns that week, buy it, or if I didn't mow lawns that week, my buddy Jason would steal it. And that's how I got my first.
You guys are so grounded.
So that's where I picked up so the Metallica liner, think like Overkill, they think Nuclear Assault, they think Death Angel, and then that's when I got into the Bay Area thrash, and from there it was downhill.
Awesome.
Where you got all that?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep, Bill.
Yeah. Death Angel. They're still one of my favorites.
Dude, touring
We were
with them was
a very
awesome.
resourceful generation.
Oh, yeah.
We can figure it the fuck out.
Believe me, you're not the only one. Chuck will tell you too. We were very resourceful in our age too.
No, hey, I get it.
So, and I'm sorry, I didn't get it. DJ, is that your name?
Donna,
So, Donna, what was your first album that you bought?
my first. You really want to hear this?
Yeah.
Well, the first real album, Led Zeppelin,
Oh, nice.
on vinyl, and
Holy shit!
I still have the original. I still have the original Jake Isles with the doobie paper on it. Worth a lot of money.
Awesome. Nice.
I got every album there is. Joe keeps saying he's going to come over and get his albums. I know he's coming over to steal mine.
There's a handful in there. I'd definitely take him now.
But honestly, it was on
Awesome.
the first album. Everybody was getting David Cassidy and the Partridge Family, and I'm like, Led Zeppelin. And then Aerosmith, or Tremont. You had
Nice.
yeah.
Excellent. And Stu, I think I know. I've asked you, but what was the first album you bought?
Well, again, I have said this many times.
You've been like a constant fan and interviewee on this show. Fan and band, and I never remember.
That's okay because I've tried to change it.
Yeah.
But I always tell about the 45 I had of Blondie, the Tide is High.
Oh, yes.
Like that's not the first album I ever bought or the first CD I ever bought, but like the Tide is High is like the first. It was a 45, and I just played it on my little record player.
Nice.
That was cool.
Awesome.
Blondie, the Tide is High.
Timothy.
The tide is high, and I'm low.
Awesome.
Mine was Timothy. It was about a cannibalism and eating people because they got stuck in a cave.
Well, that's what one of my songs is about, my man, right now.
We segued right into Centenary. Nice.
Throw a chain on here. We got Centenary.
Heck yeah.
Rick, how about you? What was your first album?
Lust in Space. Go on.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice. What inspired you to buy that?
I walked in to buy I think it was a Slayer album, and my local store was out, and the guy at the front was like, "Hey man, you got to check this out."
Nice.
And I bought it and Bloody Pitiful.
Nice.
Those were the first two albums I bought.
Nice. Funny story, actually. We were touring with Guar before Dave died, and everybody's kind of doing their own thing. We really weren't, kind of integrated with them yet. But one day, Brocky's walking past our room, and we're blaring Slayer in our green room. And you see Brocky kind of walk past, you see him back up, look in, smile, and come sit down. And from that point on, I think we spent, about a good 3-4 hours that night with Brocky doing nothing but listening to fucking Slayer.
Wasn't that when we had the phone in the cup?
Yes.
So we could hear it?
Yep.
Yeah,
We had the phone in the cup so we could actually all hear it in the room. And Dave's singing along, and Don's sitting next to him with the biggest grin on his face. I'm trying not to freak out as well. It was great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So yeah, the Slayer Guar connection.
Very cool.
That's the best. That's the best. What, dude? You guys will take that to your grave.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah,
yeah,
it was
that's
amazing.
awesome.
Yeah.
Vince, we haven't heard from you.
Well, no, we did.
We did?
You heard from Vince's kid.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Vince, if you want, do you want to share what your first album was? Oh, Vince. He might be.
It was probably a nursery rhyme.
Oh, there you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Iron Butterfly.
Oh,
Yes.
That's where you get it, Tony.
Nice.
Very nice.
Out of the Vita,
Out of the
baby.
Vita.
That's
Nice.
And I still have it.
Oh, you do? Awesome.
Awesome.
Awesome. That's really
Fantastic.
awesome.
Yeah. And what inspired you to buy that album?
Oh, the song.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
got it the Vita.
Very cool.
Yep.
Excellent.
You remember that, Joel? Your brother David loved that song before he died.
Yeah, that song. Whew,
Yeah.
That's a great song.
I don't mean to do anything weird,
Go for
but
But you're going to.
So Vince's first album is the Iron Butterfly,
Yeah.
Yes.
and he has like a toddler that needs to go pee.
No. That's Tony's time.
It's my dad.
That's Tony's dad watching Tony's.
Are you like a,
so I can
are
do
you
this.
like a 70-year-old father?
Yes.
No, this is now called Bands with Parents.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
I'm babysitting the kids.
Awesome. Well, thanks for.
My first album was Mozart.
Really?
Is that a gramophone? You have to
I
spin
played
it?
violin.
No. But I tell my kids to go, it's time to pee and poo.
All right.
Sorry. So no, Tony, that's your dad.
Yeah, that's my dad.
Yeah.
He's watching my children.
He's got the kids, so Tony can be here.
That's the only
See,
reason I can be here today.
Awesome.
My dad. Yeah.
Vince, next
Thank you, Mr. Astley. Thank you, Mr. Astley. You produced a wonderful dude in so many ways.
That he did.
Thank you.
That he did.
Yeah,
Very
I like
proud of him.
you're wonderful.
Yeah.
So thank you, sir. I've never met you, but I love you.
Yeah. Thank
I'm well.
thank both parents here on there. It's
Tony-
awesome.
And
Tony
yes,
and Hiran
you producing Joe. Joe is magnificent.
Yeah.
And so thank you.
Okay, Joe was an
he's
accident. All right. But I had an accident. Okay.
Oh, shit.
He was a Bob Ross accident because he's a happy accident.
Same.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Man,
wow.
This is fucking.
I wasn't wanted either. So it's okay.
That's-
Shit.
This is
Oh.
why I play metal.
This is the best.
So
I'm
off the rails.
I'm quoting that off. I'm putting that in the notes for sure.
Accident.
Joe was an accident.
That was awesome.
Oh, that's the next album title.
Oh,
Man.
and so I don't know if I can, top that, but I've got, first, thank you guys so much for being on Fans with Bands. I really appreciate it. And
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
yeah, and I like to wrap off with.
Don't even think about ending it.
You got more questions, Stu?
Mike's still working.
I still got 13 beers left.
We ain't done yet.
So, but I do have just one last question for you guys. It's you probably already know it. It's a controversial question that I like to get out there. It breaks up families sometimes, but it's pineapple or no pineapple on pizza? Pineapple.
Pineapple. I can tolerate that.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Pineapple.
Oh yeah.
Pineapple.
Green olives.
Green olives and pineapple.
holy crap!
Green olives.
Is it
That's
across the
shit.
board? It's for you guys as far as pineapple?
No.
I could take it. I'm not that big of a fan of it.
No. Pineapple does not fucking
No.
belong.
I'm not all like.
We got
I don't care.
1.5 nose.
I'd rather not have it.
1.5 nose. What does that look like?
Wow.
No, you're a Ramon kid. Macaroni, cheese, and Ramon. Ramon or whatever. But I have one question. Can I ask?
Yeah, go for it.
What
Ramen.
was everyone's very first song that they ever did live on stage? I just curious.
Oh.
Oh, I know the answer to that
She's
question.
just waiting to tell mine. So.
I know yours, Joe. I have it on video
Yeah.
at 16 with the police coming in.
Want to tell you mine?
Does it have to be on a stage?
No, we played my backyard. Oh, you're on stage, yeah.
Does it have to be on a stage?
No, I think it's just anywhere you play in front of people.
In front of people.
Front of
Joe,
people.
it was
Yeah.
your 16th birthday. Him and his band was playing The Three Blind Pigs.
Three
And
little
here
pigs
comes
from
No
Green
by
Jello.
Police. They're gonna
Oh.
shut it down. But what
Nice.
was the rest of you guys'?
Yep.
Yeah. What was the rest of you guys'? What was your very first song that you ever played? The very first song you ever did live. What was it to you, and how'd you feel? I'm just curious.
Tony?
Me?
Hey.
I played a poetry slam in high school, and I busted out the acoustic. Sang a
Nice.
song.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're just an original
yeah.
suit? Original tune?
Just original. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Wow.
Hiran, how about you, man?
Yeah, I guess it was that. It was when Tony and it was our friend Sean on drums, and we did that poetry slam, and
What were we called?
we were called Damage Messiah.
Damage Messiah.
Because we took Damage Incorporated and Leper
Yeah.
Messiah and combined
Put it together.
That's
But
a
actually,
big name.
the first show I played like a show in front of people I didn't like not a high school thing, but a show was
Yeah.
actually on drums. And it was my friend Elijah and I was on drums and he played guitar. We played some fucking art space in Ann Arbor.
Oh,
And,
no shit.
Yeah, the band was called Christopher Walken. And it was like a grindcore.
playing that coffee
Awesome.
That was after that. That was like a battlecross. But yeah, the first show I did was on drums.
Wow.
Playing grindcore shit.
Awesome.
It was terrible. I was awful. I was terrible.
You gotta watch
But,
Hiran
yeah,
play
it was-
drums.
it was a
Watch
great
Hiran
time.
play drums. He's like this.
It looks like he's drying laundry.
Trying laundry around the toms.
All right, what about you, John? What was
Yeah.
your first song
Hello, John.
you performed?
It was at the Livonia High School. Like the three schools played the Battle of the Bands thing. I can't remember what it's called. Try High Ruckus, I think. It was just an original song in the band I was in then.
Cool. Awesome.
First
It
band.
is.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the name was of the band. I just asked my buddy, but he's not answering.
His lifeline didn't work.
Yeah, likewise. Dan, how about you?
I think it was the IROC. It was a band called
Oh.
I was in a band called Last Rites back in
I think I remember that band.
98, 99, like about 99-ish. It was
Yeah.
that was the first show I think I ever played was at IROC nightclub. in Detroit.
Wow.
Who else was
Yeah.
in that band?
I got a story about that.
Michael Cochran, which he's
I said, I got a story
deceased,
about
but
the
he was the
Iraq.
founding member of As They Sleep. Me and him were pretty much the founding members of it.
Yeah.
So actually another bass was, I forget his name, was Dean. We had a guy named Dean on bass, and Mike Cochran was singing and doing guitar. He's deceased now, but that was my first show. It was the last rites at the IROC.
I think we actually played with you guys.
Huh?
I think we've played with you guys.
I think you
in the
did.
first 30 days.
We crossed paths. Yeah, we have crossed paths. For sure.
We played the IROC so much.
Can I tell you guys a story?
Yeah.
Real quick?
Yeah, please.
Joe's playing, what was it, Joe? Not harp. Maybe it was harpos. Okay. Now you guys all know how Joe can be.
Joe hates harpos.
I do.
You know what? Either way, here's my son who's got, a hippie mom who has a terrible mouth and whatever. Anyways, he gets on stage and I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be so cool. And then all of a sudden Joe yells out, "Let's rock it, motherfuckers." And I'm like, what? and then he disappears. I didn't realize there was disappearing guitars because they were all on whatever. And all of a sudden he's gone and I hear music and Joe's singing. And I'm like, did I erase this one? Where'd he go? And he comes back, okay, we're going to fucking rock it. I'm like, I never heard Joe say the F word to his first fucking concert in a venue. Like,
that's awesome.
That's great.
That was your true self.
Yeah.
Good story.
So,
I'm a different person on stage.
Yeah. I think we missed Mike's.
Yeah, we did.
1981 Gilead Baptist Church, Johnny Paycheck, Take This Job and Shove It. 3 years old.
Wow.
And how old?
Damn, dude.
How old?
3.
You played a show when you were 3?
No, I got on stage while the choir was singing and started singing Take This Job and Shove It. Because I heard my aunt listening to it in her Toyota while she was smoking dope. And I thought that was the appropriate thing to do at 3 years old at church.
That's awesome.
Oh my God. That's awesome.
They loved it.
funny.
The fucking Christians love Johnny Paycheck.
Oh yeah.
I'm just telling you.
Who doesn't?
Good song though.
Well, guys, thanks again for being on Fans with Bands. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
Hey,
Yeah.
thank you,
Hey,
Chuck.
Chuck,
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks everybody for coming out.
Hey, thank you for doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
For, for
no
the bands in
problem.
the scene, man. It's awesome. It's just a shit that we need more of. So
Yeah,
thank you
dude.
for doing
Yeah,
that.
no problem, man.
Yes,
And,
you do.
looking forward to actually hearing this whole fucking album. That'll be
Hey, if
cool.
you guys want to come play guitar on the record, just come by.
Come on in. We need the trash can player.
Oh man,
Somebody say trash can.
Yeah, trash can. Come on.
awesome. And be looking forward to some more shows. Hopefully, that's I don't know when.
As soon as this bastard's ready to come out,
All
we're
right,
playing
cool.
a show up, coming out swinging.
Yep.
Cool. Sounds great.
Sure.
All right, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks again.
You.
Take care.
Peace
See
out.
ya.
All right.
Nice to meet all you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Nice to see you.
Thank you.
Thanks to Joe, Hiran, Tony, John, Dan, Mike, Stu, Rick, Vince, and Donna for joining me in this episode of Bands with Bands. Finality will have their debut album out in the spring of 2022. After witnessing the power of this band live, I'm sure this album will be worth the wait. Keep an eye on their social media for the release date and upcoming shows. These are tough times for everyone in the creative industries such as music. Your support of live streaming, purchasing music, and merchandise is critical. If you can help out your local artists, please do. If you are in the Michigan area, consider following the Playing in the Detroit Area Tonight Facebook page. It is a place for fans and bands to support each other and share our combined love of music. Thank you all so much for listening. Be sure to hit subscribe on your favorite podcast service to get each and every episode of Fans with Bands. Spread the word by rating the show and leaving a comment. We want to hear what you think. You can keep in touch by following us on social media. This is a Life in Michigan production. Until next time, be well and kick out the jams.